It's kind of a lazy Sunday here, what is it, February 9th, 2020, southeastern Michigan. Not a whole lot going on. As you can imagine, the weather in Michigan, you're not going to be outside very long. Anyway, so I thought I'd do a 36-month update on the battery situation. BMS or no BMS, you decide. Okay, it's starting to get a little interesting, and I may, well, I'll get into that in a minute. So where we are, what I did today was I pumped up, because we had good sun earlier. I pumped up my absorb and my float, and I managed to get the batteries up to 4.1 volts. Now 4.2 is the absolute maximum. I normally never take them up to 4.1, but I just wanted to see where they were and where they were as far as balance goes at that hot charge. Normally I run them around 4.06 to 4.07, but like I say, we just happened to have a couple of good sunny days back to back, and I thought, let's see what happens when I get these near the top. And so 36 months in, the Chevy Volt batteries, when I checked them, were all exactly, I mean, it's crazy. All what is there, 12 cells times 4, 8, 12, 16, so 12 times 16 cells, 4.09, 4.09 to 4.10, every cell, right on the nose. In fact, they were mostly all 4.10. And I just can't say enough good things about these Volt batteries. I've got to do a capacity test on one again. I did one before. You'll find it in my older videos if you look. Now let's talk about the Leaf batteries. Okay, this is where it's getting a little interesting. Okay, I'm starting to see ever so slightly a small float differential in the cell voltages. I'm starting to see as much as 3/100ths of a volt difference, meaning I've seen 4.07 and 4.10. That's the greatest spread I've seen, but that's the first time I've ever seen it. I mean, I've had it before where they were off by 1/100th of a volt, 4.07 to 4.08. But with these batteries in a hot state of charge as they are right now, and this just could be because I pushed them up near their top voltage. I will double check these once they've cooled off a little bit. I don't mean temperature wise, they're cold, but I mean once the static charge has been taken off of them a little bit. I'll go back and revisit this again and see if they're remaining, with that 3/100ths of a volt differential in some cases. I'm not worried about it, but what I was thinking about after I seen that is, if it gets any worse, I may buy a balancer. And our friend David Pose here, on one of his videos, has this LTO 22S balancer that he's just recently put on. He just recently put on a battery that he's working on his video of January 30th, 2020. If you want to check David's channel out there, for those of you that don't know about him, really interesting projects he works on, and he dissected, excuse me, an active balancer in one of his older videos. Did not work. So I'm going to be asking him about this balancer, and if it's working, if it actually works and doesn't drag the batteries out of balance like the other balancer did, I may buy one of those and just plop it on one of these. Let it sit there for 2-3 days and bring the cells back in line. Move it to the next battery. I only got 6, 7. I only got 8 here of the Nissan Leaf cells that, and they're not all. Most of these packs are all fine. I just had a couple here where I had that differential between cells where there was as much as 3/100ths of a volt difference. between them. So anyway, that's it. That's where I'm at. 36 months in. Couldn't be happier. Not saying that no BMS is the way to go. I'm just giving you my experience. So take that for what it's worth. If you're building yourself a battery bank and you want to be as safe as possible, so you don't necessarily want to listen to me. I'm just, once again, giving you my experience and where we're headed. So with that, if you have any questions, I appreciate you watching. Fire away. I'll be glad to answer them. Take care.